business. We are back in Project Create. Oh yeah. So for those of you who didn't know, essentially what's happened is I put up a little video last week just saying that I wasn't really happy with the current state of Project Create. So I went away and I did some thinking. I did some thunking and some thunking. I used my 2 brain cells and I fixed the pack. I say I fixed it. I kind of switched things up a bit. The most significant thing you can see, the world looks just so much nicer. Oh, very nice. Oh, we love this. This is a good sign. The pack is stable, I swear. That was a one-off, but also really comedically timed. But yeah, due to the changes in like the biome generation and stuff, we have had to start a new world, which is kind of sad to say goodbye to what we had before. But I think that this genuinely might, I think, be the best seed I think I've ever seen. I did what I did in the old world, and I just went around and generated a kind of a border of chunks here. And, you know, we've got all sorts of things. We've got just 2 of the most enormous mushroom biomes I've ever seen in my life. Like, holy moly, this is big. But what are we doing today, you ask? Well, I shall show you. One of the biggest problems in the old world was we really struggled with the food situation, and I never really made use of Farmer's Delight, which is something I definitely want to do. So I was looking into the mod to like find all different things that we could automate in it, and I think I'm going to try and automate this today, the chicken sandwich. Because we can automate cooked chicken quite easily with a vanilla farm. Bread, cabbage, and carrots we can all harvest with the mechanical harvesters, and again, these aren't too difficult to make. And I've got a really cool idea of how I want to lay this out. I think I want to make use of gantries and have some kind of moving components going off on a daylight sensor maybe. But I'm going to have to do a bit of redstone. We'll do some more thunking for that one, but it should look really cool. But the resource situation is not looking too great right now. Again, the iron is going to be a problem. So I'm going to head back down into the mines, do a little bit of mining. I'm going to actually look for an iron vein down in the caves. I think that'll be a really good one to get our supplies up and going. Bonk. Oh, there's been a disaster. Wait. Oh. Well, I really thought I'd have to go looking a lot further than my own mining tunnels for one of these. Okay. No, little goblin man, come back. No, I need your traits. Yes. So, a bit of grinding and a stream later, you can see we've made some progress. That was perfect timing. So yeah, on a stream, we actually went ahead and built the core of the crop farm here. You can see what we've got going on is we've got a daylight sensor hooked up to a gantry, and this is all controlled via a sequence gear shift. It's a little bit messy down here. We had to make a precision mechanism. That was a bit of a pain, but got there in the end. How can I show this thing? Every time the daylight sensor triggers the observer, it triggers the sequence gear shift, which is essentially just set to push out and then retract on the gantry up here, which has the harvesters attached to it, therefore harvesting our crops. I could technically do this on a timer, but I just kind of thought it would be a little nicer to maybe just have it go off randomly throughout the day. But of course, we can't ignore the giant start of a foundation that I laid out here. I originally made it here, but it was way too small, so I've had to expand it. But I was building this, and I was going to use limestone for the floor. But then I remembered immersive engineering is in my pack now. And what does immersive engineering have? Only the greatest block in all of modded Minecraft ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some coke bricks, slam these in a 3x3x3, whack it with the hammer, and we got a coke oven. And what are we going to do with the coke oven? We're going to put some coal in it. And then we take the creosote oil and the coal coke. We craft. This is probably one of the most obnoxious crafting recipes, but this block looks so good, so it's worth it. But between all the waiting and all the other stuff, look at this. stuff. It is just, oh, absolutely stunning. I love this block so much. Although it's really upsetting that that took like 20 minutes to make this, and it's like a third of our floor. Oh, hey, nice. Off he goes. Yeah, I really don't know what it is. I just think that like the brick and terracotta and granite kind of color scheme just really sits well in the Create mod. It just really makes that like industrial factory feeling. It really works for like everything in this mod. So I think the next thing we need to do is start putting together the automation for this. Now, the chicken, the carrot, and the cabbage are actually going to be pretty easy, because once I've set up the chicken farm, all I've got to do is kind of trash the feathers, I guess, or separate the feathers out, and we're good on that one, because it will make cooked chicken just on its own. Cabbage leaf. Ah, see, we can actually double those. I didn't know that. That's really helpful. And yeah, the bread, I want to go with the dough method, so we'll be using a mixer with water and a millstone to get the extra wheat flour out of this thing. Although, I have just had a brainwave in that we don't really have any power in the world currently, so before I can even do any automation, we actually need to make this thing like its own little steam boiler, I guess. I've kind of gathered some materials to try and put something together. I'm just going to kind of slap something together and see how it goes. Yeah, I think something like this is going to do the trick just fine. I tried to keep it behind this pillar here so we can still have a good amount of space for the rest of the factory. This is all being powered down below here by a couple of water wheels. This place is really messy, and we had to kind of finagle in a rotational speed controller so this would work quick enough, but I think we got there in the end. Right, so I've gone around with the wrench and I've just made sure all my pumps are facing the right way, and it looks like everything here is good to go. So I think I've just got to wait around for these to actually make some lava, and then this thing should kickstart and we can actually use it to power the food factory. I am also aware that I'm kind of blazing through a lot of this starter stuff. It's just I got a lot planned for today. I really wanted to get this done today. So I'm kind of skipping over a lot of the starter stuff, which, let's be honest, we've all seen it before. So, let's just skip to the fun stuff, right? I wish I could express how long it's taken me just to get these items into the factory. Oh my lord, this has been pain. Okay, so it's starting to take a bit more shape now. You can probably see what I'm going for. So this red belt here is going to be like the main line. I'm actually thinking of maybe making the belt to run a bit faster, but I'm not sure yet. And basically what's going to happen is everything is going to get pulled off of here, get processed, and then put back onto the main line. So you can see here the wheat gets pulled off into this chest, so it's going to be storage, into a millstone, where it is turned into wheat flour. And then the seeds are just put back onto the main belt to be dealt with later. And then those wheat flour get put into a basin, which is being pumped full of water to make the wheat dough. And then lastly, I wanted to try something out here. So it says we can cook bread on the campfire. Like, you know, this is a vanilla thing. But I want to know, can we put them in via a funnel? Ah, you can't. Ah, that sucks. Ah, well, it was worth a try. And I think with that fan in place, I had to rejig a few bits, but to get the fan in. But I think this is done now. It's making bread. And yeah, we just got to do... I think we've got to make the lettuce leaf. Yeah, I want to put the cabbage leaf in one of these, because then it splits it into two and we get double the amount. The carrots are completely fine. They can just go straight through to the end. And then we just got to deal with the chicken situation, which shouldn't be too bad. Well, I did have a problem with getting the items to the other side, but sometimes my own genius, it astounds me. I freaking love weighted ejectors. I don't know why, they're just so much fun. Whee! Ooh, yeah, I have not built one of these in a hot minute. This is a just a good old chicken farm, honestly. So basically we're going to have a ton of chickens in these two pods. They're going to poop out a bunch of eggs. They're going to go into these dispensers. These are hooked up to some observers and piston action down below, which will just spew out all the eggs. And then when the chickens grow up, their head box will touch the lava, they'll die, they'll cook the chicken, go into the hoppers, onto the belt. And for the output here, you can see I've set up a filter for chicken into all the different chests. So we've got chicken, we've got carrot, bread, and cabbage leaf. And then we also have on the final one just a generic item trash can. So anything that doesn't fit. So for example, our seeds that are coming out of here, they'll just get trashed. Same with the feathers from the chicken too. I might add a filter for those eventually and keep some of them, but I'm not too fussed right now. I'm just going to trash them to begin with. But I don't actually have any chickens right now, so we've got to go on the quest for egg. I have a friend. Oh boy, it's been many hours to pull all this together, but we're finally there. The final components, the crafters are all in, and all we need to do is hook up these chests to these crafters. Now, that's quite an awkward thing to do, but I remembered of a certain mod, uppers. It's basically a vertical hopper, and it works. And this means we'll be able to store a pretty good amount of buffer items before we start trashing stuff. So all we're waiting on now is the chicken here. Ah, I can't actually open those. Ooh. I mean, I guess I could access the hoppers. That'd be more than enough. Aw, yeah. Ah, well, after all of that, we have our chicken sandwich. I spent far too long on this. It's taken me like a week to put this entire thing together. And you know what? Honestly, I think it's worth it. I think it's actually a really cool build, and I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I think the factory looks pretty damn cool too. Really pleased with the way all of it turned out. And yeah, can't wait for the next episode. I'm not going to finish building it today. I think maybe we'll start off the next episode putting a roof on this thing maybe. And fixing, just fixing up the storage situation a little bit, 'cause it's got a little messy again. But really pleased with the progress we've made today. I'm definitely much more happy with this version of the pack than the last one. Definitely see this series lasting much longer. And hopefully I'll be streaming it too. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Also, like and sub, please.